Welcome to Kind of Adulting. My name is Simone, and I'm joined by my two friends, Jordan and Elise. We've known each other since middle school, high school-ish, and we're taking on our early 20s together. In this podcast, we hope to share our daily challenges, funny stories, and overall experiences living in big cities and taking on post-grad life. Hi, everyone, and welcome to our last episode of season 1 for Kind of Adulting.
What? But it's not our very last of 2020. We still got content coming for y'all.
We do have some more content, but in our scheduled weekly episodes, this is our last one.
Yes. We will be back for 2020, though. That's just...
It's 2021?
Oh, hoo-hoo. It's been a long week. Let me put my hood on.
Look.
It's come very quickly. Wow. I don't know. This is so interesting that we're at the end. So how is everyone doing?
Weeks have been better than this one, but we're still here. We're still breathing.
Yeah, I cried again this week. I think it's just the stress of life. But I wouldn't say as much is worse than last week. Last week was pretty crappy. Y'all listened to the last week episode about my pathological liar date. But this week, it was just like 10% less bad than last week, I would say.
That's good.
A little progress.
That's improvement. I don't know. My biggest thing of this week, which is probably very minor, besides my job, which is a mess. I am going to the Poconos next weekend, and it's for one of my friends' birthdays, and we had to get Halloween costumes, and I was trying to track my Halloween costume. It was not cheap, and found out it was delivered on the 13th, and I was looking this week. Now we are on the 24th, and I went back, did all this research, went to the website, and I was gonna really come for the shippers. Where's my package? The shippers had a whole picture of my package sitting in my lobby downstairs. So, needless to say, someone stole my package.
I was
a very expensive package.
Story. I didn't get the point of the story. I was like, where didn't you get it?
Oh my goodness, Elise. Let her tell her story.
So this was...
Okay, go on.
This was a very traumatic experience because, for one, I've never had anything stolen before, but also it was not cheap. This was, I bought a few things in this package. Someone literally stole my package from downstairs, probably because it was sitting downstairs for so long. But I never got any, order confirmation or anything. So, I didn't even know the freaking package was on the way. So I literally had to do my own research, and everything's it's delivered. I go on the shipper's website. I'm about to consult. I'm about to confront them. Yo, the picture was so clear that it was my lobby. Someone literally snatched it. And I'm just very hurt. So, Amex is about to get a claim, and they're about to take that off my card because I'm not paying for that. But yeah, I don't know. That probably is very minute, but I've never had anything stolen, especially something that expensive. Well, I guess I have haven't had something stolen. But usually it's $20.
But how much was this in the packet? How much did you spend?
It was $80.
Wow.
And that's a lot for Simone.
It was a costume.
Was it Fashion Nova?
Yeah, and Fashion Nova.
I knew it. I said, you know why I got stolen, Simone? You know why I got stolen?
Because it said Fashion Nova. I already know.
And they said, because Fashion Nova is basically one size fits all. So they said, it's okay. I'll know who bought this stuff. I'm gonna put it on though. Oh, you ordered a scandalous costume. Those costumes I
had a costume. No, because I'm gonna be Meg, but you guys stay tuned because my new Meg outfit is actually even better. I got a wig too. But the old one, I ordered a costume, I ordered the boots to go with the costume, I ordered a set of pajamas because my friend has all these days planned out. Y'all, someone literally stole it. I was sick. I was like, y'all are grimy, dog. How do you steal somebody's damn package? That is beyond me. So now I'm super paranoid. And as soon as my package is delivered, I go get it because I cannot have that happen again. That's, maybe some people don't find that to be a lot of money, but $80 is a lot of money to me. So for that to just be gone, I'm through.
Yeah, I had a week of people stealing things from me also, but
oh my gosh, wow,
maybe my
way
identity
to relate that, Jordan.
A little more pricier than $80. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I found out that somebody was using my social security number and reporting wages in Georgia. And you guys know I don't live there anymore. Haven't worked there since I was since I came back the first summer of freshman year of college. So a long time ago. So yeah, that was a whole thing, like figuring that out. And I'm just like, so what do I even do? Like, who do I talk to? I don't know. So we're still in the process of figuring this out.
But didn't you call the people? Like you call people that the were
The job.
the job?
Yeah. So I was like, so can I talk to like a manager or HR person, somebody, because there is people are saying that I work here and I don't work
Yo.
here, and it's affecting like my stuff up here. And she was like, yeah, sure, what can I help you with? I'm like, okay. So the manager answers the phone. Interesting. So she was like, what's your name? So I told her. And then she was like, so I have a few like people with the same last name as me. And I'm like, okay. She was like, what's your social security number? Like, girl, I already done got it stolen. I know this. But I'm not gonna tell you over the phone that I don't even know you, and somebody who works there is stealing my identity. So I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with that. And then she was like, so probably what happened was is somebody stole your identity, I mean your social security number, and they're using it to get a job here. Because it's like an insulator thing, so it's probably like some like construction job or something that really people really don't care about like who you are. It's just if you can do it. So
I was talking to my mom about it, and my mom thought that maybe too, like, I guess a better thought was maybe like the person didn't steal it, but like maybe they have the same name as you. So when they were doing like the stuff for the Social Security office, maybe they just like inputted the wrong, like one number wrong or something. Like, I know this is like a
No.
very like
no,
unique experience,
me and Lisa are like no.
but that's like very traumatic.
I would
And
I'm stressed for you. I know we already knew about this, but it's just that's
yeah,
like especially with stuff like government things, like you don't know what to do. Like I can barely do my taxes, real life. So
Exactly. That's why I was so upset because I'm just like tax season comes around and they talking about I got more than I did and
yo,
I didn't get nothing. And so I'm like, what?
there's really nothing out there to explain to you, you know, how to handle this situation. It's the problem. Like, the person obviously needs to be fired, um, and arrested.
Well, I don't know because I understand like if people it's very
Jordan.
hard to get citizenship and stuff.
understand?
It's just I get it.
Yeah,
It's just why me,
I,
like why can't it be
okay.
like a racist person's social
yeah.
security number or somebody rich who wouldn't even be like phased by extra income being on their taxes, like but
I,
like
I,
for me,
I would.
it would hurt me.
that's what I'm saying. I get your point. However, you're being severely affected by this. So at the same time, even though we all have empathy and we know that people are put in dire situations, they do need to be fired, Jordan. Like
Oh
they have stopped you from earning your money. Are you kidding me?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'll
nice.
be honestly, I'll be in my shower crying right now. Like, also, I'm kind of, I'm a little impulsive, so I probably would have rolled up there. Like, I probably like if I was home, I'm sure my parents would have told me at least don't go up there. But
I know I probably would have went up
feel
there
like I
too.
feel like if it's here, I would be like, hey Jordan, track me real quick. I'm about to go up here because like I'm so impulsive. Like, I want to know now. Like, I want to be like, Tuh, look, this is not the person.
So you're supposed to be me.
Here's my ID. Like, I don't know how that would get my money back, but like that's what I would do. But that's very stressful, Jordan. I'm very sorry. That's something that is a very adulty thing that people don't talk about. That's trash, and like
Yeah,
government stuff in general is trash because it's so
trash.
I agree. Um, it's kind of funny like how far we've come in the sense of like our social security numbers being protected. We're gonna cut this soon, but like random, one of my professors in college told me that when she was in college, the way that they posted their test scores was like with your name and social security number, like on a whiteboard outside of class. So for us to be at this point now, we're like, our parents are literally like, don't share it with anybody. It's just
Nobody.
very funny because
Don't
it's
even
like,
write it down. You just
literally, she was
remember.
like, they just posted it outside. I'm like, that is very terrible. And I know a few people who've had their social security number stolen back then because it was so freely available, you know?
Wait, before we cut this, I just remember something that was trifling. So my mom works for a bank. You guys know this, right? And so I started working when I was 16. And so my mom, who worked for the bank that our whole family banks at, put my social in wrong, right? How does one do that, right? How does one do that? So at least starts working, at least starts getting money. You know, I'm working at Air Postal. I'm trying to like deposit money, do something. They're like, ma'am, this is an incorrect social security number on your account. Like it's like not matching up to what your W4 is saying. I'm like, this is my number. This is my card. And they're like, no, someone else is this random person somewhere else. Like, and I'm like, yo, so I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to tell them like on the phone or argue with them. I'm like, I get to the point, I'm like, can you read it out to me? And they read it out, and it's a number off. And I'm like, who would have done this? And then I call my mom. She's like, oh man, yeah, it probably was me. My bad.
A bit also calm, like, yeah.
And then she pulled, because my mom is like, I don't know how to go, but she can like have this black screen, I swear, like a spy thing. She's just typing all these random numbers. And she's like, yep, it's incorrect. That sucks. And I'm like, sucks for me. Like, what do you mean? Like, you could have got me messed up. Like, who knows where that $7 an hour was going for those couple months. Like, but yeah, but now I'm having it memorized, you know, so vividly in my social ever since you started working. You know your social back and forth. Well, I hope everyone knows it.
Yeah, and I don't even write it down nowhere. So that's the crazy part. Like I don't even put it. You know how like on job applications they'll be like, "Oh, put your social security." Yes, okay. Well, contact me back and then we gonna see about all
You
this.
don't do
like,
it, Jordan.
No,
Okay, I will say
I
I do that on
do.
job application. But okay, not even trying to like top that or anything, but like when my dad, first of all, because our parents are struggling, let's just say that. When my dad opened up my line of credit underneath him, he put my birthday in wrong. And so when I applied for my apartment, they were like, you're saying your birthday's the 22nd, your credit line and everything is under the 23rd. We'll need you to call the credit card company and like someone else and confirm what your actual birth date is. Like, we feel like you're right, but like we just have to confirm that. And I literally was like, Dad? He's like, oh yeah, you know, because literally, y'all, my dad never believed, like, he never remembers my birthday's on the 22nd. He always says the 23rd. Do you know I had multiple federal documents? Like, my military ID was under the 23rd. I'm like, could you just call and ask for confirmation before you fill these things out? You're gonna have me out here messed up. So, anyway, our parents are struggling, but we have a lot in store today. And Jordan and I were talking, and we want to like fit in 2 listener letters if possible to like commemorate our last episode. So you guys stay tuned. We're gonna try and be efficient today.
yes.
So on this discussion, okay, can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? The girls and I want to talk about a common topic on most social media platforms about women, you know, wanting a man to pay her bills. Sometimes, I guess, in the dating stage, but for the most part, like, you know, it's the argument of when you get married, should your man pay 100% of your bills? Should he pay 50%, etc.? And again, I think as we talked about like in our last episode, being 20 something years old and kind of struggling out here, we can see how wanting someone to pay your bills right now could be very nice. You know, a potential sugar daddy, sugar baby situation, or even just finding someone who can afford to take care of you sounds very nice because life is hard out here. And as you guys have known, if you're listening, we are struggling. So it doesn't sound like a terrible thing. And like more recently, you know, my girl Saweetie posted on her Twitter, like, or I'm sorry, on her Instagram live, like, you know, if your man ain't buying you a Birkin, you need to leave him. This has trickled down into a lot of discussions. And so I just felt like this would be, well, you know, we all felt like this would be a good thing for us to talk about because I think it definitely relates to us right now. As we're a part of this generation who is dating, potentially looking for a husband, like what is our, you know, opinions on all of this. So to start off, how do you guys feel about people paying for your bills in your 20s? And has anyone ever paid for your bills? Even if it's like, your parents or, siblings, etc.
I would love someone to pay one of my bills. My bills are like horrible. Like bills are one thing in adulting that people don't talk about. Like it's the biggest adjustment I think. I feel like is realizing that you have bills to pay each month and they're not like scary. Like bills are not coming knocking on your door. It's like not a person. Like it's literally in the mail or email and it's like upon you to pay that bill so you don't have bad credit or get your power turned off. And so yeah, if someone want to pay my bill, cool. I don't know if I would accept it. I don't know if I would accept it or not, though. I say I would, but I mean, if it was a man, I don't know if I would accept it. I'd be like, I don't know.
I'm gonna tell
Okay,
you, I have no sense. You want to pay for my bill? Okay,
but like, if it's a
that's
water bill,
fine.
my water bill is like $40. Like, have at it, right? Have at it.
Why is your water bill $40?
How much is yours?
Like 20.
For real?
Yeah.
Mine's like
What you be doing up in there?
40.
20-minute
My electricity
showers.
bill? Shoot. It's like
Anyways.
80. It's like $80.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but
is like 80,
no.
yeah.
So, husband anyone pay my bills? No, not a man. My parents. I want to say my parents had paid him. My granddad. Had my grandparents last episode. Like they are both sets are in good financial standing. He paid my emergency room visit when I was really sick in March. And so he paid that bill off. It was like $1,000. And I think my grandma hasn't paid another medical bill for me when I had to get something done that was like $200 unexpectedly. Like she paid that. So not my parents. My grandparents have definitely paid my medical bills since I've, left college.
For me though, I think the only time my parents have paid a bill for me was right when the pandemic hit and I had lost my job. And the student loan peoples was asking for $600, and I'm looking like, I have it now, but I just lost my job. Like, what? And I put my like forbearance like paperwork in, but they weren't like credited on my account yet. So it's just like, it was the day before. I was just like, Mommy, I don't think I'm gonna pay it. Like, I don't have the money for it right now. And she was just like, no, don't say that. I'm gonna send you that money. I was like, girl, you don't got no money. I mean, okay, not to just put her out there like that, but I'm just like, you don't have like $600 to give to me like that. And she was like, oh, this came from your savings. I said, my savings. So apparently I have this random savings account.
Does to me too. He's like, yeah, I put some money around for you. I said, where is it? I would like to know those numbers. I would think I would know that money.
Yeah, they didn't tell me. They were just like, don't dip into this too much though. I'm like, I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, I don't have a savings account. I don't think that I don't know about. Maybe, but
I have one.
I don't think actually. No, I don't think my parents have paid any bills for me. I would like them to, but they haven't, and I don't think they will. I have never had a man pay for a bill before, or really anyone. I would not be against it though. I think I would feel a little weird. I would feel a little weird, but at the same time, like it would be nice. Like, I bust my butt out here. And I think as my girl Saweetie said, like I can do that myself, but it's nice that someone else wants to do that for me. I think that's really what it is. Like,
yeah.
I could do it, but if you call me up, like I'm gonna take care of this for you. Look, that is nice. That's a weight lifted off my shoulders, and that's really what it's about. But to answer the question, no, nobody's ever paid, but maybe at some point I'll experience that.
Like I just want, like, those girls on Twitter where like it's like if your girl asks for $20 for her nail, give her 100. I'm like, where do I find like?
Yeah, because people really are experiencing that, just not us.
The listing where to locate them. I would like a bust down watch. Can someone please put me in direction of what rapper scammer I need to find? If you're listening on this call now and you know someone who has a minimal felony record, send my way.
Minimal felony
no violent
record?
With a cause. I only have a 2-month limit though, because I'm a little jumpy and I can't be around people like that, firearms. I get a little jumpy, okay, from the suburbs, like, but not from where Jordan and Simone are. I'm from the more.
Girl,
So,
whatever.
but I think, kind of moves on to our next question about like, why is it like such a bad thing for people are up, panties twisted on the internet talking about like women getting their bills paid like it's a bad thing, or like, women wanting guys to like give them 100 for their nails. Like, I do see the pressure I feel from a guy who like that's a lot of money to be handing out to some girls, but at the same time, it's like I want to be
The
cherished.
wage gap is working in your favor.
No.
Spread the wealth.
Okay, but first of all, I 2 points here. First of all, I think that these men really struggle with correctly interpreting things, okay? Like what everybody else perceives, they just be over here with it. And Sweetie didn't say every man needs to buy a Birkin. If you really listen to what she's saying you need to buy at what you can at your price point something nice for your girl. It trickles down to the tax brackets. But y'all out here thinking that she's literally telling y'all to buy a Birkin, so then y'all want to act like all this pressure is put on you. She know can't none of y'all afford no damn Birkin. She couldn't afford no Birkin before she was a rapper. She's saying though, you could do something nice for your girl, because a lot of y'all ain't doing nothing nice.
I'll get a Hershey bar.
Oh, I hope that he can afford more than a Hershey bar, but that's point number one. And then point number two, the problem that I have is a lot of these arguments that I see, or what I always find, is that people are constantly humbling Black women.
Yeah,
when it comes to anyone else living this life of luxury and having a man pay their bills, it's like, we got them posted on our stories because they just so fly. Like, even your Kim Kardashians before she made this money, or just like the different women we see that are married to these producers, artists, whatever, when they're not Black, it's very much like, this is like the life, this is so sweet. But when it's a Black woman and she's saying that, it's like, y'all need to be humble. Like, I literally saw Safari. He had put something today and he was like, y'all need to like settle down and like humble yourselves. You're only doing this for whatever. Why do we need to be freaking humbled? Like, if a guy wants to do that for us, why the freak can he not do it? And why can we not expect it? Like, why can our expectations not be as high as everybody else? I don't like that shit. And the fact that I can do things for myself, that means that I can also expect that from a man if he wants to come into my life full force. Like, excuse me?
Yeah. So, and like, but do you guys think these like relationships work where guys, are buying girls things? Like, and like, have y'all seen any examples of this working? Like, people in their 20s? Like, I know Jordan has some friends who be having some scammer people, but like, I mean, like, does it work? Does it work, guys? Paying for girls' bills or paying for like bags. Like, none of us, I don't think any of us have celebrity friends who are, have, Birkins like that nature. But like on a smaller level, do you guys know people or girls who get whatever they want, have their men paying bills, what have you?
So I have another friend, like, I just remember like our freshman year, like, men would just be wanting to buy her stuff, right? So we just like tell them to buy you some food and enough for all of us. So I promise you, it was like a whole month. Like, I would come over there every week and we'll be eating because somebody bought her something, and then he'll just buy something for the rest of the like girls in our hall.
A whole hall,
a dorm hall. Yes, like, well, a level, but yes, the whole hall. Like, and I'm just like, how do you? And she's like, yeah, I don't even like him like that. Like, and that's the whole thing. It would be people that don't even be liking people like that, and then people just like, yeah, like, I'm gonna pay for you to do this. Like, I know, like, she was with her friend and they went to go see him, and he was like, yeah, do y'all need some groceries? Like, so he bought them groceries. Well, this is a whole separate person, but he bought them groceries. I'm like, but you're in college too. We're all the same age, like 2 years apart. You're buying other people's groceries. So I definitely feel like it's levels to this. And that's something for a freshman to get her groceries like paid for it. Like, that's something, I don't think it's too far out these people's leagues. But then I have other friends who literally be having bags and all these rollies and stuff, and just, oh, that looks so nice.
Yeah, but I just don't want to have the everlasting threat that my man could be going to jail in the morning. That doesn't sound like a very comfortable life for
But
me,
what if he's not?
regardless.
But what if he's not a scammer? Like, should we aspire to that? Should we aspire to men paying our bills in our 20s? Like, should the next guys like we date or like relationships with, like, should we hope for them to want to pay their bills or like?
No, but I do feel like unless you're dating someone at 23 who is rich,
Mm-hmm.
meaning, generational wealth, athlete, a rapper,
What if he's
maybe
Forex
a
funded?
girl, maybe just something like that, or like just really doing well with their job, making high six figures. Most guys our age can't afford that, and that's the concern there, because it's like, okay, we're 23, we just got out of college. Are you really making, $200,000 to where you can buy me Gucci bags all the time and Rolexes? Probably not.
Yeah.
So that's like the only thing, is like you just have to be certain like where this money is coming from, because I'm not going down for anybody. I watched this TikTok and the older woman said she was going to go to jail with her husband. I'm not doing that. So like that's what I mean, but just like understanding where that money's coming from. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I do want it to be legit money. Just
Yeah.
because like that's just, for me, that's just not a lifestyle I want to be a part of. But maybe that's just like a personal thing. Like maybe some people are okay with that, taking that risk to have their things paid for right now.
I
And I feel like,
would
okay.
I would say like, but I know like I think it seems like really foreign, but it's really not. Like, people buy their girls like 23, 24 nice bags, like they even able to afford it, or like I've seen the reverse of like girls buying guys like Gucci wallets, and stuff of that nature. And it's like, for me, it's a lot of money. I'm like, that's a lot for you, not like you're not permanent. That's a lot of money. But I think people are gonna be surprised, but I don't think I could let someone bought me, okay, I would love someone to buy me a YSL bag, right? I mean, I would love to get a YSL bag. But if a guy bought that for me and it wasn't like my family or what have you, I would feel really uncomfortable. Like, I would think I would be like excited for the moment and be like, ooh, and then like next day be like, oh my God, like, what am I? Like, I feel like I'll feel indebted to that bag, to him, even though like I probably don't have to, but I feel like, like I'm not an Instagram model. I just can't. That's a lot of money. I don't know. So that's why I feel like I would be like, no, I'm okay.
I think the bottom line is it's not even about it being a Gucci bag or whatever. I think that nowadays women are making a lot more money. And so they're very much in a position to say, I'm only going to date a man who can provide this lifestyle for me, which is usually a lifestyle that they're already providing for themselves. It's just like when people are always calling us like, bougie, whatever. We're providing that lifestyle for ourselves. And so it's like us setting these standards or expectations. And I think it's just a lot of backlash about that. But, I think for us, like, even though we talk about how we're struggling, I think we're all able to do very nice things for ourselves. So personally, if I'm dating someone, I would like them to be able to provide those same things or do those same things with me, just because why not? Like, why should I lower what I'm already able to do with myself if I don't want to?
So is that a non-negotiable for you? Do you guys have to be able to provide you with things that you can buy yourself already?
I wouldn't say it's a non-negotiable. And when I say that, I mean like, for example, if I want to go on a trip and it's your birthday and say I'm treating you for like a birthday trip, I want you to be able to do the same for me. It's not a non-negotiable. Maybe you're working to get there, but I would like that. And I think it's okay for me to like that, is my point. I think whatever I want at that moment, it should be okay for me to want that or like have that standard, if that makes sense. And I shouldn't be criticized because I want someone to do that for me. You know what I'm saying?
And especially, I feel like, especially because like patriarchy is set up to where like men are
Yeah.
supposed to provide as a way to control women. So it's just like, oh, you don't need a job or nothing because like you're gonna get your money from me, and so you're gonna be in line with what I gotta say. So now that women got money and we can talk a little more it's just like, oh no, you want to be a feminist, pay for your own stuff too. And it's just like, sweetheart, I already do that.
Right. And they don't like the
I already
system
do
that they
that.
created. They created
That they
patriarchy.
create and
Yeah.
still benefit from. So it's just like, no, don't try to get all
But
picky
Right.
and choosy now. You wanted people to be submissive. You
They
wanted your wife
still
to be
look, we
submissive.
still
Okay, well,
talk to
pay for
guys
her
now who
stuff.
be like, "Oh, you gonna cook for me? Why I gotta cook for somebody who's not even
No,
my
I'm not
boyfriend? But you can't even buy me no or take me on no freaking nice date. Are you kidding me? No.
won't even buy the
for the dinner.
groceries for the meal.
But I will
But once you
say,
gonna
I
cook,
feel like the boys are gonna like. I think we had the boys back. They would agree with this, but I do feel like there's more pressure on men to do those things, right? Like I have never felt with me and my like self dating people like let me like thinking about what if I have to buy someone a gift or what have you. That has never crossed my mind, like you know. And I feel like for guys that may be more the thing, like oh, let me show out because if one of you guys would be like, oh, so and so, like this boy bought me, pay my rent, it would all be like, ooh, girl, keep him. Like, that's amazing. Like, you know, we'll be excited for you. But, like, and I feel like that's, like, kind of societal pressure on the guy or if a guy pay for your nails. Like, you don't see online girls saying, like, oh, if a boy asks for wants to get his hair cut, he asks for 2,700. We would drag the people on the internet. We'd be like, girl, what you mean you give that boy 100 for his haircut, for his lineup, you know? So I will say there is pressure, I feel like, on men to provide it, to provide those, like, you know, those things. Obviously, y'all don't got Birkin money, but I do feel like there's pressure for them to provide, you know, those experiences to women or nice stuff, so she can show off to her friends and
and
be
I feel
like,
like with
look at me,
women
look at
though,
my man.
I feel like with women though, like if we get like an ounce of like trying, like we see that you're trying, or we just see that you did all this stuff, I'm very
We go
sure
above
that
and
it
beyond.
will be like
Yeah.
reciprocated. Yeah, like I have absolutely no problems with it, but it's just like I'm gonna need you to show me something first because I've done it way too many times where I give so much of myself, and it's just like, wait a minute, you left me in the dumps. I
Right.
have nothing to show for it.
You
It's
gotta
like
hurt
what?
your heart. This
Like
one boy
that's why
did
I
buy
feel
me a
like women are
McDonald's
kind of like,
McFlurry, and then I'm not gonna tell you what happened, but then I got sick,
that's
so then
cute.
I threw it, and then
Okay,
he was still
all
here, and
So
right.
yeah.
I
So
Okay.
and then
that
he
goes
was like, "You
so
good?"
Anyway,
And
Jordan,
I was like,
that goes back to
I
that
was,
we're not even addressing the
and then
McDonald's
he was like, "I'm
McFlurry.
not buying you nothing ever again."
We're not
Yo,
we're
my
not
life.
even
anyway,
addressing that. That wasn't even worth our
Yo,
ears,
Issa
okay?
Rae, when you want to make an insecure prequel about Aqua Girl's black life and the downhills and the struggles, hit my line.
Yeah,
Okay.
because she was going through it.
anyway,
So I agree with that,
He
Jordan. It's
said,
like that old saying of a happy wife makes a happy life. A lot of people don't understand that. And I don't think it's really saying you have to be a yes man to your wife, like some people perceive it to be. But I think it's more of like when you do the things to like create, consistent, and consistent environment for your wife and your family. Like your wife is going to go above and beyond, which is why there are literally studies out there who show you know when a man is married, their life expectancy increases so much, but a woman's decreases. That's why a lot of women don't want to get married. And I think that's a part of it
mm-hmm.
is us saying we are able to do things for ourselves and we're comfortable. So we're only willing to sacrifice if you come in here, doing what you're supposed to do. But I also think
I
like
feel it's a non-negotiable that I feel like we're saying though non-negotiable. You guys are saying like man, he has to provide. Like he has to provide something. Like so here.
But that's what I was gonna say. It's more about consistency. It's not about a specific present. It's about you actively showing up and showing that
Mm-hmm.
you want me. However,
But
like
so
Mm-hmm.
let's say
Jordan
you
is
mix
saying,
you handmade
like,
gifts though for every
that's okay. That's a thought. The thought,
I
like,
don't
no, it really is. Like, I'm not saying every Christmas you should be giving me a handmade basket, but like, excuse me,
and then you
if
go
we're out,
outside in
if
the
we're out.
rain and it falls apart.
No, but the point is, like, if we're out somewhere and I tell you I really liked something, and say it was just something very small, and you thought about that and recreated that or whatever you did, and that was your handmade gift, that means something. It's about your actions and you
Yeah.
showing that you're interested. And so when we say that, I don't want it to come off as like we're talking about the very vain items like a purse and all that stuff. It's more about, you know, like the presence, and that's presence. Let me pronounce that properly. Or like the consistency or the small things. Like we're not in that tax bracket. We don't expect a Birkin, but you know, maybe it's a weekend trip where we drive somewhere. Like guys love to misinterpret things because it benefits them. But like
Mm-hmm.
girls are not asking for that much. You get on Twitter and girls be talking about how they've never been on a date, but they've had 5 boyfriends. How, sis? Like girls really are accepting the less of the least of the least. Okay, like they are not getting anything out of these men, and it's like you want me to do so much for you. Like guys really will call you like, I'm gonna come over, let's cook. What are you doing for me? And when you say let's cook, it's not
Nothing.
us cooking. It's me going to buying the groceries and cooking. We're not doing that anymore. Like it's just not worth our time or energy. So when Saweetie said that, she's saying match or find someone who's gonna match your energy, because he literally in that article talked about how much Saweetie was improving his life, showing him things, which I ain't really trying to do all that for no man, but still,
Honestly,
yeah,
either.
but
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Go ahead.
saying though. And so literally
Yeah.
he's coming back full return on that investment. So it's like that's what we're saying here.
And then also, I feel like men are looking to women that
Oh
would
yeah,
not
I meant to say that, Jordan. Keep going.
like they're trying to attain women that are
Yeah, out of their league.
status, out of their league. So it's just like you're mad because she has this certain standard and you're not getting to that standard. Like you
Right.
won't do that. So it's just like, why are you
And
mad
then
at
you want them
her?
to humble. I meant to say that. They want to humble you. Like for us, right? We just got out of college. We're not really walking around with YSLs and like our hair done all the time. Like we're putting our best effort out, okay? But these guys like really are going for those girls who are paying thousands of dollars for their wigs monthly, who are only coming out with the designer bags, who are only wearing lashes, which is great. Like I hope we all get there one day. We just don't have the funds right now. But how can you look
And they
at
want
someone
their
like
little McDonald's meals and
right?
everything to
How
be
can you
enough
look
for
at
them.
someone like that and say, "Oh, that's what I want," but then not be able to do the things that she's already clearly doing for herself, and then you get it mad. Like you can't humble these people. That's why are you trying to humble? You just don't need to be with her, you know. So it really like date on your level is really the biggest conclusion there. Find somebody who's doing what you're doing, and then you're gonna be happy.
And then the like so-called pick-me's, like there's definitely women out here that will do the most for a
Right.
man. I am not her, so don't come to me when you know I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And you
I
will be
Right.
feel
upset.
like one time, so I found myself being a pick me like before, and then it was like a switch up so quick that like he was shocked. I had like one moment of weakness, right? And like I bombed him from like Trader Joe's, and then like next week he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "No, like it's a quick 180." Like it's. I think the biggest lesson that I feel like I saw, like I've learned like this year. I mean, it's like, I think like since graduating college, is like don't do relationship type things for people who you aren't in relationships with, and I
Absolutely.
think it goes for romantic and for friends. Like I think, I mean, not like, but like really see who's like putting into you and like what they're doing for you, and like you don't have to always match with it. You don't always have to give them your all. Like I'm a very generous person, so like I am not gonna not generous, right? That's who I am, and I like who I am. But at the same time, like that person is also may not be dumb. Like you may get them the first time, but they're probably gonna realize that you're not following through, and then you're gonna be stuck like, oh shoot, like it's a quick cutoff or quick 180 because stuff comes back to you. Like that stuff comes back, and so, but I do feel like it is a thing about pick me's, and I see it a lot, and I think. And I was in college, I thought those girls were really dumb, and I was like, oh, like they're such pick me's, like they want to be picked so bad. But like now that I've gotten older, like I don't think it's always, intentional. Some people just really genuinely think people are gonna treat them how they treat others, and that's unfortunately just not the case. And it's not always, their their ignorance, just that they just really want people to treat them how they want to be treated.
Yeah. But you live and you learn.
Definitely.
And I'm just every time I think about Pick Me, I think of that Grey's Anatomy scene when she was like, "Pick me,
I don't remember.
choose me, love me." And Meredith, I'm sorry, I'm never doing that in my life.
Me neither.
Never.
It's never that serious, sis. But yeah, no, I think we're mostly all on the same page, but I think the biggest thing that guys have to consider, I don't know if we have to consider as much, because I don't really see girls on Twitter debating this stuff about typically most women are choosing the men who are doing these things for them. Men, y'all need to date on y'all's level, and I don't know how that's gonna sound, but if you got somebody who likes certain things you can't provide, and that's gonna not make them happy, maybe you just need to leave them alone, instead of coming into the situation saying you're gonna have to get used to Michael Kors when you only wear YSL. Nah, it's not. It's not it. So,
or they be pocket fishing, and they be doing it in the beginning, and then all of a sudden,
what?
Can I borrow some money? Huh?
Like, I know that's not for me, and I'm pretty sure that's not for y'all. So, girls, y'all just gotta play a safe dating game.
I've been
played
with that before, but it wasn't money. Wait, what? No, not now. Not now. Okay.
Yeah. So I was just gonna say, girls, and I say girls because I think that's majority of our listeners, but y'all just be smart out here. And as we have always said, if he is clearly not showing his interest and you are unhappy because he can't do certain things for you, and when I say that, I don't mean buying you expensive things, just like whatever your requirements are, let it go. It's too much, let it go. And so we move on from that. Okay. And I wish good dating upon all of us, happy dating. Okay. And I hope we all find someone who's going to do for us the same way we'll do for them. I think it's all about being equally yoked, and that's really just what we're all desiring. So anyway, great discussion, guys. Stay tuned for our listener letter.
As we are approaching month infinity of staying in the house, we've really been enjoying using the Anchor app to record our podcasts. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. And let me tell you why. Number one, it's free. We don't got money for that. We are all recent grads out here. Times are rough. Also, there's free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Apple, Spotify, many more platforms as well. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Get you some coins for Uber Eats. That's what I usually use my money to, but it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. To get started, download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get your podcast on and poppin'.
So today's listener letter is from Latasha, and she says, "Hello, lovely ladies. I hope this podcast has made my..." First of all, I will say I'm a little tipsy, but however this was typed is I'm confused, Latasha, okay? I love this podcast, I'm going to just add that in there myself. It has made my daily workday so much better. As a 24-year-old newly FAMU graduate in the work world, this is needed. However...
Yay, graduate. I'm sorry.
Okay. However, to keep it short and sweet, I have started working in the educational field, and I am the program manager for the elementary school, which makes me a supervisor for all the elementary teachers who are significantly older than me. However, I'm having a real issue with the teachers because they don't respect me in my position because of my age. However, I do have a degree in this field and all of my certification. I'm not sure why older Black women don't want to see young Black women succeed. It blows my mind, really. I guess my question is, how do you all deal with the issue, or any way I should deal with this issue? Thank you all for keeping my sanity during the COVID-19 mess. Much love, and shout out to you guys for this bomb-ass podcast. Hope season 2 comes sooner than later.
Okay. I have some... My thought is... Latasha, that's her name. I think you should, to be honest, they don't like you, right? And to be honest, you can't really. It's a common Black woman thing, right? You're coming in, you're younger, right? They may not want to like listen to a 24-year-old, and so instead of trying to be their boss, I would, what I have tried before when I was really young, is try to be their friend. Like, this is very shady, but literally try your hardest to be their friend. Like, maybe go get some donuts one day, maybe buy some coffee, maybe just try to make them their friends, because they may start to like you. And if they like you, maybe they'll listen to you a little bit more and just be like, hey, Miss Cheryl, can you move that copier over there? Or hey, Miss Brenda, how's your grandchildren? um I think that's a little bit better than you trying the traditional route of trying to be their boss, because I just don't see older Black women, yielding to that. I think the best way is to be shady and petty and go behind and try to be their fake friends. That's my advice. And bribe them and ask about their grandchildren and remember their grandchildren's names. Be like, how's little TJ doing? He good on the football team? Stuff like that.
Simone, what do you say?
I haven't necessarily experienced something like this before. Since starting work, I've actually been around a lot of Black women. I do feel like they've actually been very supportive. So I want to say first, like, it's very unfortunate that these women don't seem to have your best interest at heart, because I would hope that we'd all do that, in their position. I just think, for one, continue to do the job you're supposed to do, right? Like, I wouldn't try to overcompensate for your age or anything like that. But like Elise said, maybe just really try to build some type of relationship with them. And I don't know how they act towards you, like if they're open at all. Um, but maybe when they can really get to know you and know that, you got this job off of qualifications, right? Like, and you were the best person for the job, literally, and that you're a good person, maybe they'll start to come around. I don't know. Don't let them interfere with your job, because you're trying to move up in the long run. But maybe, yeah, try to build a relationship. Maybe that will help in terms of like their overall respect for you.
So I feel like I had a lot of experience with this. Just because like in jobs, like people have like trusted me to do things. And even though that may not have been my like job title, like competency wise, like I was the most competent to do it at that point. And then like it would be like a lot of like jealous like older women, and I'm just like, girl, like I'm not even trying to be in your face, like, or even trying to be like, oh, I'm this and I tell you what to do. So it's just like, it's weird, because it's just like, why are you upset at me? I don't know, but I have had this happen to me before. What I did though, I wasn't necessarily nice, but I just wasn't really paying them like attention, because I feel like if you pay attention to the thing, like they're really gonna just like try to make you mad and like do different things or whatever. But as long as your job
I
is getting done,
agree. Yeah.
would not pay them
Don't let them interfere with your job.
$0.02. Like, you can say what you want about me behind my back. That's fine. That's cool. As long as you respect me when it's time to do what it's time to do.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care
I
at that
will say
point,
this. I work in a place where
because it's
I'm
not going to
significantly
affect me.
younger, and like I came into like a very established environment where they didn't want to see. They were not used to seeing women, and especially not seeing a young Black woman. And so I had a lot of shady stuff happen to me my first couple months. Like, he used to call me the intern. Like, they like, oh, there's an intern. I'm like, I'm not an intern. Like, I'm a full time employee here. Like, and instead of trying to fight this
Mm-hmm.
massive organization, the best way that I found to be for me, like, because those men, they were not excited to see me, like, in my way, was to just make them my friend. And that's why I said it may sound like, like really small and like you're kind of falling into the trap. But sometimes you need those people to do your job. Like, I need those people who like were not trying to be like buddy with me to help me make my job easier. So I had to start asking about their kids. Like, I had to make jokes. I had to like kind of, act like I cared a little bit more, because I was like, I either can fake and be one of them, or I could fight it all the way up. And that was an easy thing for me, because if not, they would keep on calling me the teenager, and I couldn't do it. So that, and that kind of gave respect. And I was like, okay, she knows what she's doing. She has respect. Like, we like her. We'll defend her. That's good. And I know Black women are a little bit different, but that's how I was advised for going that route.
Yeah. No, I definitely I respect both of those answers. I think Latasha overall, I guess building a friendship shouldn't be your top priority, but remember that you have a job to do, and so that should come before all things. And then, like both of Elise and Jordan and I have said, like, as long as they're getting the job they're supposed to do done under your reign, that's really what matters. But maybe try and develop some type of relationship that'll help them get a little more insight into who you are. I think we should try and squeeze in one more listener letter. What do you guys think?
Let me have a little bit of wine.
Yes,
okay, let's
really
go.
quick, really quick.
So this is from
Pumpkin.
Mina.
No.
This is from
Anyways.
Spice. Spice says, I went on my first date last week since the pandemic began. We met on Hinge and had been having some of the best conversations I've had. Wait, sorry, y'all. All right, hold on, y'all. I got it. We already did that one. Okay. So I'm currently in quarantine, but post-corona, who knows when that will be. I'm trying to be out and about. I feel this is. I have a couple of guy acquaintances where it's flirtatious, and I want to establish a situation that's more I'm in your city vibes. Problem is, I'm not really sure about what that means, but maybe you guys know. Problem is that I don't know if I should start hitting them up more now, like FaceTimes, texts, even though I won't see them for like months. And I don't know what to say to them because it's going to look out of the blue since we don't talk like that. Also, I don't have any reason to go to their city. Laughing my ass off. So if they're not available and I'm there, I'm going to just be stuck in an Airbnb looking stupid. Laughing loud. I just need help navigating this.
Girl, if you are traveling, if you are leaving your home to go there, please have some other activities and friends planned besides these acquaintances. I hope, because you mean that Airbnb stuck. Because she was gonna do what y'all be doing. She was gonna go to their little city on the airport and then play a little geotag, like let's see what's up in Atlanta, and then you want the little boy to DM you and be like, I'm in the city.
Who be doing that? Some Elise?
The girls who date the girls.
Maybe she should have never had that little wine.
It's the girls who date the basketball players. They be doing that.
And so, but first of all, in your city vibes. That's funny.
What does that
I think
mean?
It means like I'm in your city.
Like,
I post my geotag. Okay, let's say I come to New York, right? So Simone would do. I know Simone would do this too. And so you come. Let's say you come. Okay, no. Say I'm coming to visit you, Simone. Let's make Simone an example. Say Simone's coming to visit me in DC, right? Simone has a little man in DC she's trying to see. Simone posts. Me and Simone go to brunch. Simone posts a geotag, and she's like up in the city for the weekend trying to see what's up. She posts that so that old boy can see it on her story and text me like, "Oh, emoji, I'm in your city."
Hang out with her.
But to that point, y'all gotta be on that level. You know what I mean? Y'all can't be like not texting and he'd be like, "Oh, emoji."
Yeah.
Y'all gotta be to a level of like comfortableness.
Yeah, because to be quite honest, when people text me saying I'm in your city, what can I do? I say have a good time and here's some options. I don't make not one bit of effort to see them, and that's what it's gonna be. Spice.
Yeah, I feel like you definitely have to start like flirting and be like, oh, like I'm
y'all
like
not helping
there,
girl. I got
float
Spice.
the idea.
This is what you need to do. My friend told me this weekend that's how people flirt. I've learned this, how people flirt.
Okay.
Apparently, you're supposed to go like their recent photos, like 4 of them, like a batch, like at a time. So that's what the people have been telling me lately. I'm going to Jeremy's Instagram page, right? And then you're going to like 5 of his photos. And then that kind of starts.
5.
Okay, that kind of
Let's say
starts like
3.
we see each other. We
I'm
see
looking.
each other
I
vibes.
see you.
And
I
then
see
you
you.
gotta be like a month. I did this before
Okay.
actually.
Mhm.
I did this before. Like a month and a half before, be like, hey, I'm actually coming. I'm trying to think of stuff to do. Like, you have any suggestions? Because now that I think about this, I watched this in the podcast. Oh well, YOLO. I I did this actually. And I think about it when I was in college. I mean, I wasn't just going just for this boy, but it was out the country, and he was there. Like, he lived in that country that I was going to visit, and I had to let him know, like, I'm in your city. But I can't, like, you can't let someone know I'm in your city the day before because I want him to make time to see me. So I asked him, like I remember it was like 2 months
Time
before. I was like,
advance.
hey, like,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be in your country overseas. What should I do? Like, any local suggestions, right? Like, don't be like, I'm trying to see you. Be like, you got any suggestions what I should do in your city? I'm trying to come. And then like the photos, and then start the discourse. But don't just be like, we continue suggestions like go to Juicy Crab in Atlanta. Don't just say thank you. Be like, oh, is that really the best place? Start the conversation. Don't be like, yeah, don't like it and be like, oh,
And then y'all got to
thanks.
keep
Like,
talking for the
girl,
next 2 weeks.
spice, add some pizzazz, disagree a little bit, keep the conversation rolling, keep it interesting,
Keep it interesting.
and make sure you just not have a girlfriend
This
before
is
you
so
go,
funny
because
because
that was my problem. I didn't know that
Ooh.
until I got there, and at lunch he was like, "Yes, I have a
Ooh.
girlfriend." I said, "Cool, great." I'll eat nasty salad.
nice
Yeah,
to
sis,
know.
the in your city vibes is very risky. Let's not do
Yeah,
that.
just have other
But I
activities
mean, she want
besides
to be out
friends.
anyway, so might as well
If you
go with a
have
sneaky
plans
link.
and friends in the city, that's different. But in your city vibes very much gives me you
Don't
flew
do
out
that.
there and you by yourself and you just gonna post in your story in your city. If you are there visiting someone else, that is completely different. But we are not traveling to no city to see no man who doesn't even know that we're there for him. That's just gonna leave disappointment. So we need to have maybe bring a friend with you and y'all
Do
can
not.
hang out.
Yeah, y'all need to
Mm-hmm.
have plans. And then maybe
Right.
just be like, oh, so we're going here if you want to come. No, he has to come. So it's not if. So it's just like, oh, yeah,
Right,
slide on
right.
this. We're going to be here or
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah,
So
but
you pull
don't.
up
I
and y'all leave together.
do not go with just that boy is your plan, because you will be disappointed.
Because honestly, you really only need to see him once. I'm sorry. Maybe like twice. If it's like a weekend, like,
That's a long time.
you don't need to see him the entire time.
Yeah, I agree. Well, Spice, I hope that helped. You just make sure you got some friends and some plans in the city. You could do a solo trip, but just let him know that he's not your prime reason for being there, because first, that's just
That
disappointing to
might look a
you. And then
little.
also, you don't want him thinking you putting all your eggs in his basket, girl. We got to play this game, okay? Um,
Play the field.
Right, we gotta play fields. So even though this is our last episode and it's a little longer, we are probably gonna let's just skip advice for the week, or I don't know. What do you guys think? This is
Do we
this
have
is our
any
last
adulting
episode, so
advice?
you know.
Uh, if you're doing healthcare and you can get an HSA plan, get one. Um, it's a health.
I don't even know what
Oh,
those
Yes,
words
healthcare
mean.
savings account.
I'm still on my benefit plan for my parents.
Oh,
Aha, my
nice.
mom is mad about that. She said she could kick me off. Think again. I'm on for another year. But if you are unfortunately have to pay for your own health insurance, get an HSA so that your
Me,
what you pay for your co-pays and your prescriptions are not taxed.
I think that's really good advice because I definitely have one. And I pay into it every month, but it pays for all my prescriptions. I use it to pay for bills sometimes, and it's definitely paid off. So highly suggested. And like Elise said, I can do it as like a tax, whatever, when I do my taxes every year, a write off, because I am putting money into that account every paycheck. So good advice. I don't think I have any personally. My advice always is don't beat yourself up. We're still young out here growing, and give yourself a break sometimes. Very simple.
I don't know what
I was
Jordan's
like,
I
doing.
agree.
TBH. TBH.
All right. Well, this was
Jordan, what
great.
are you
Jordan, do
doing?
you have
love
advice or no?
this
That's all you had to
season.
Are you
say.
in bed?
That's why I said okay. No, I'm
Oh,
not. I don't
okay.
have
Well,
anything. That's why I was like, well, let me say something. I was like, this is great. I
Oh, wait,
loved
wait.
doing this.
So we have
We will
other
see you
content
guys
coming. So we're
soon.
not dropping off. We will have a themed holiday. Oh, I'm
see,
sorry.
I
I'm
had a
sorry.
whole conclusion planned, and Jordan just hijacked it. Go ahead, Elise.
Wait, so
Just
should I
finish.
continue about what the content is coming or not?
Oh my goodness, what did I do?
So
Yeah,
we
go
have
ahead. I was
themed
going through
holiday
that. Go ahead.
episodes. We'll have a Christmas, a Thanksgiving, maybe a collab coming. So keep your messy listener letters coming, so we can help you with y'all's lives. And I can add content to my prequel Insecure show that will be coming about Lisa's tragic 20s. I still got my car got hit. I gotta get it fixed again. But disregard. You'll see it tomorrow, Jordan. You'll see it
What?
tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to wear something cute to the little
Okay.
car shop because I cannot be paying full price. I'm gonna say,
You
oh
gonna
my
pimp him
god,
out?
what? $600? Well, I can do $450. Okay, I can. We'll do $450.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I can remember for right now. But yes, we're not going away. We'll do episodes.
Oh, no, we're not. Yeah. So we've greatly enjoyed, speaking to you guys every week. I hope, or we all hope that you've enjoyed the first season. Like Elise said, we have more content coming, but this is the end of our more traditional, I guess, episode. And the end of our first season. So it's been a great time, a great, interesting joyride, like Mariah Carey said. But yeah, we hope you guys have enjoyed. We hope you guys have a good rest of your year. And we'll be coming back with new episodes really early 2021, hopefully like January. So you guys stay tuned. Probably have a lot more features and a lot more things going on. So you guys have been a part of this ride and we hope you guys continue. So everyone have a
Bye.
good rest of your week. Bye.
And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for your continued support. Follow us on our social media at Kinda Adulting Pod, and you can anonymously send in your listener letters at tinyurl.com/KA letters. See you next Monday at 12.